All right, so aim 9.3, what was the role of Germanic tribes in the history of Western Europe? So now we're going to move over and start talking about Western Europe with regard to feudalism. So away we go. All right, I will give you a second. So when we did that multi-part lesson on the collapse of Rome and you guys formed a hypothesis and then we looked at theories and all this other stuff, one of the theories that you guys looked at was outside invasion leading to the collapse of Rome. And this is really that story. So these outside invading forces are referred to as barbarian tribes. The word barbarian in this particular case, the word barbarian actually originates in the Roman Empire, and it is based on they use the word barbarian to refer to anyone who was non-Latin speaking, just as kind of an idiomatic expression. But the connotation kind of is, these kind of savage, warrior, societies that kind of invade and pillage. But in reality, it really just means non-Latin speaking people. And in this particular case, they are German speaking. At the time that we're talking about here, the country Germany does not exist. German is a language, not a country. Germany will not unify until I think like the 18th or 19th century. So the 19th century. So, that's far off. Germany is not a country yet and will not be for 1,000 years. So German is the language. And these Germanic tribes all have something in common, is that they speak German. So they are called the Germanic tribes. There's a couple important ones that we're going to go over. The Franks, or the Frankish kingdom, and then Visigoth, Ostrogoth, and Vandal. All of these tribes kind of invade and take parts of the Roman Empire, or what used to be the Roman Empire. And this is kind of like, if you ever watch one of these nature shows and you see like a pack of piranha kind of consume prey really fast, it's like all these piranha kind of swoop in one at a time, and they all take a little nibble of the prey. And a school of piranha do that for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden the thing is gone. And that's kind of, that's the metaphor I use to kind of talk about these barbarian invasions. Not one of these kingdoms can really stand toe to toe with the Roman Empire, but what they do is they all kind of swoop in and take a little nibble and then kind of leave again. And this happens repeatedly over and over again until, before you know it, Rome is kind of left as kind of a shell of itself. So this is kind of like the piranha theory. So eventually what's going to happen is each of these tribes is going to invade, take a little piece, and eventually they're going to all establish kingdoms in the lands that used to belong to the Roman Empire. So when we look at the map, this is kind of what we see. The pink here is the Byzantine Empire. So that's the topic that we've already kind of talked about. And you could see the territories that each of these other Germanic kingdoms kind of claim. So Vandals is on the northern coast of Africa. Visigoths on the Iberian Peninsula. This is present-day Spain and Portugal. And then the Frankish kingdom is what is today France. France is named after the Frankish kingdom. And then Ostrogoths have kind of the heart of what used to be the Roman Empire, the Italian peninsula, the Alps, and stretching out into the Middle East. So you can kind of see which of these tribes claimed which territories. Okay, there's not a lot here, but I'll give you a second. So the other important thing to note here is the aspect of cultural diffusion that takes place between these Germanic tribes and the Roman Empire. We've mentioned in the past that cultural diffusion is usually the result of positive interaction, trade, cooperative kind of relationships between societies. But cultural diffusion can be the result of warfare also, and that is the case here. German culture strongly influenced by Roman society. That's probably because they invade the land and conquer it but the people that live there are still Romans. So they're kind of surrounded by Roman culture, more or less. So eventually, they're going to borrow a lot from culturally from what was the Roman Empire, and the elements of society that exist there. And they're also going to convert to Christianity, and kind of display a lot of other similarities to the Roman Empire, at least when it was at its height.